now I have explained last time, those who were not present in the lab, that when you will explore a new compound, you will go through a series of steps. First is preliminary examination. Now the preliminary examination, when you are making your journal, this is the journal, right? This is the journal you are making. When you are making the journal, you are going to write down step number 1, and you are going to write down object. As I have explained in my last lecture, that identification of known, unknown organic compounds. You are going to write down the same thing here. Identification of known / unknown organic compound, organic sample, or whatsoever, right? Compound. You are not supposed to cuff here. Okay. Now, object is this. Fine. Now, this object will remain the same for all the steps. Today, we are doing step number 1. That is the preliminary examination, right? So, this is step number 1. Next time when you do the detection of elements, what is step number 2? Detection of elements. That which elements, that is, we know that our compound, organic compound, is loaded with carbon and hydrogens. But besides carbon and hydrogens, what other elements are there? So we are going to look for if nitrogen is there, if it contains halogens, chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine, if it contains a sulfur group. But for that, I will tell you on that time. We have to prepare an extract that is called a sodium extract. Lessing filtrate. Lessing was the name of the scientist who invented this particular procedure, right, for us to determine to find out different elements present in your organic compound. Right? So that we will discuss when we will start our second step. I am now going to start the first step. So this is the first step. So now you are going to write down this thing. Preliminary spelling. Be careful about the spelling. Preliminary examination. Give me a scale. Scale no. है किसके पास scale? Anyone has a scale? Straight चीज हो. चीजें अपने सामने. You should have everything on your within your reach. Your stationery. That's good. So now we will jump to this page number 17. Now here they are telling us something about the preliminary test of our organic compounds. I can read out for you. The preliminary examination throws. Whose mobile is this? This is wrong. This is very wrong. Your mobile is supposed to be turned off or on silent mode when you enter into your lab. Learn basic manners. Okay? It is written the preliminary examination through. It's not through. It's throw. इसको correct करें. Correct it right now. THROW. THROW. It is throw. THR. मतलब it points out. Throws means it points out something on something. So it points out that on general nature of your organic compound. This is what I have explained to you. The preliminary examination tells you about the nature of your organic compound and what type of a compound it is, whether it is solid, liquid, whether it is pungent, it has got odor, it is odorless, XYZ, what type of a pH it has, what litmus test it is going to give you, right? And what is it a saturated compound or an unsaturated compound? For that you will need to learn about you will go through the unsaturated test, that is the Bayer's test, which you will come across. So now here on this, they explain few things. Read out these things. Okay. Uske baad, you are going to make the 3 columns, just like here. Experiment, and for this a little bit observation. Inference or result, not interference. Inference or results. They explain or results. Okay. So you will write down here. Yes, here you can write down experiment. What I am doing here. What is this? What is I'm doing? I'm telling you how to make your journal, the format of your experimental process. This is the format you all are supposed to adopt when you are going through the process. Take a snapshot of this. Okay, and then start. Experiment, observation, invariance, or results. So now, what is going to happen? You will be having, after that, you will write out, okay, the physical state. Number one, physical state. Physical state. Now, what does that mean by physical state? That is what type of a compound it is, whether it is solid. They have given us the options, observations, they have given us the options, whether it's a solid, liquid. So, if it's a solid, now you are going to, we will hand over you your compound and you are going to look for it in the watch class. You will be having your compound, a known organic compound, right? And you will come to know that whether it is white, whether it is solid or a liquid. Of course, if it is granular, if it is powder in shape, and if it is amorphous powder, it's a solid. So, from these two options, what you are going to select? Solid. And if it's a liquid compound, what you are going to select? Liquid. So here you are writing what this is called observation. That this is what you have observed. So you will write down here according to. You will not write everything from here, but you will go. You will continue or you will progress in the forward direction by looking into the compound that has been provided to you. And then you are going to write down your observation, and according to your observation, you are going to write down the results. Your observation depends on, and the results depends on your observation. You don't have to write down each and everything from here. No, you will select what you are observing for your compound. Okay, so here you will write that. Then the second is, number 2 is color. Of course, you will look at your compound, you will come to know whether it's white in color, whether it's yellow in color, what color it has. So according to that, white. Here they have given us the options, white, greenish, yellow. If it is white, then you will write down many hydrocarbons, aromatic compounds. They have given us the examples. Now here, something is missing. When you will first select the first option for the physical state, solid, they are not written may be present. You have to write down may be present, because this, why I am adding this? Because right now, though I told you, I will tell you the name of the compound. It's a known compound. I'm going to hand over you. But after that, next week, you will be having, few weeks, you will be having an unknown compound, and you won't be able to understand which compound is this. So you are not sure, may be present. You will add in every sentence you are going to write down here in the inference may be present, because we are right now in the very initial stage. On what step we are on? हम किस step को कर रहे हैं अभी? हम किस step को कर रहे हैं अभी? उसका नाम, what is the heading of that? What is the heading of our test we are doing right now? Step number 1. Loudly. Preliminary examination. So it's a very initial examination, and when we are going through any initial steps of any experimental process, we are not sure about the results. So we write down with this thing that is it may be present. So you will write down all these options that are given: carbohydrates, phenols, aromatic acids, X, Y, Z, and then you are going to write down may be present. Right? So you are this is the color, okay, and then third is your odor. Odor means the smell it has, whether it is, now they have given us the option, pleasant smell. If it has got the pleasant smell, these are the options. If it has got a fishy smell, fishy means that is not that good, right? So it could be an amines are there. If it has got bitter almonds mean kadve badam, bitter almonds. So वैसी है तो benzoyl compounds होते हैं, nitrobenzenes इस तरह के compounds होते हैं. Okay, then the fourth option they have given us pungent causing irritation. तो ये कौन सा? These are some chloro compounds. They have आपको एकदम से you'll start sneezing, छींके आना शुरू हो जाएंगे. You'll start sneezing and you'll coughing and आपको लगेगा कि oh yeah, it is pungent. It is causing me some sort of an irritation. So you will write that. And may be present. You will write may be present. May be present. In every result, at the end you are going to write down may be present. Right? In this sense, your first step, second step, and third steps are over. Then we'll jump to the fourth test. That is your litmus test. Now here litmus test tells us Now what is litmus test? Litmus test, you have a blue litmus paper and you will be provided a red litmus paper. Blue is for the acidic portion of the compound and the red one is for the basic, right? And 7 is neutral. So blue is from 1 to 7 and from 7 to forward it's basic, right? So this is what your litmus test will tell you. You will make a small, you will take a test tube, you will wash the test tube with the tap water, then you will rinse it, and then you are going to take a small amount of the, here they have written us that what you are going to do. Take a small amount of the given compound in 2 ml of water or ethyl alcohol. Now, you must keep this in your mind. Why water? Water means distilled water, right? Only 2 ml, because we always start from the very first solvent we come across. Though water is not an organized solvent, but if water is not available, though water is there in every lab, but you can use ethyl alcohol. We'll go for the ethyl alcohols. Methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol. You will take the 2 ml and then you are going to add your few granules of your organic compound that is being given to you. You will pour that and then you will stir a little bit, shake. They have written us shake well. Then test with a litmus paper. Then what you are going to do, if this is a test tube, for example, if this is a test tube and you have a litmus paper, right? What you are going to do, it would be a blue or a red. You are going to insert it inside like this, insert it like this, and you are going to take it out and put it here somewhere, right? And wait for a few seconds. It will turn. If it's blue, it turns to red. If it's red, it turns to blue. It will give you some sort of a test, some sort of a change. You will see, you will find in your litmus paper. So you will write down accordingly. Blue litmus paper turn to red, acidic in nature. Red litmus paper turn to blue. They have given us the option. You will select the option. You will move forward. Ignition test. Now ignition means to ignite, jala dena, ignite. Now that means हमें कुछ ना कुछ जलाना है. What we are going to do, we will take a spatula, metallic spatula, nothing else, no test tube, nothing. Directly you will use a metallic spatula. If, for example, if this is a metallic spatula, ठीक है? You are going to take few granules of your compound over the tip of the metallic spatula, and if this is a burner, for example, if this is a burner, you are going to burn directly over it like this. And now you are going to see what type of fumes are emerging from that. Whether they are whitish, whether they are a little bit grayish, or if they have some other. So if it's it's blackish or something, so it's burning with the soot. We call it soot. That means a lot of carbons are there. So that's why it has got a soot. We call that smoky flame soot. Burned with a yellow, it's not yellow, but burned with a sooty flame. So it could be aromatic or a highly unsaturated aliphatic compound. They've given us the option. Burn with the yellow or non-sooty flame aliphatic compounds. Now it will basically tell you the difference between the aromatic or the aliphatic compounds. It depends on the fumes or the smoke that is coming out after you will ignite it. You will burn your compound. It will burn first. It will convert into a little dilute state. It will melt for a while. Just in a few blink of an eye, it will turn into some sort of a fume, either whitish or blackish. Blackish means soot that is loaded with carbons, right? And it's an aromatic compound. It indicates an aromatic compound. Then you will do the unsaturation test, and there are 2 types of unsaturation tests. Whether you compound is a saturated compound or unsaturated. I hope everyone knows what is a saturated and unsaturated compound. So there are 2 tests, that's Bayer's test and a reaction with bromine water. 2 tests. These 2 tests you are going to do accordingly. When you reach this step, I will tell you. You will use test tube for these both tests. Okay? And these tests will tell you about the. But before, jumping into this unsaturation test, you have to come across something is missing here. The solubility test. This is very important. The solubility test is very. After step number 5, you will do step number 6. You will perform step number 6 as solubility test. Now, solubility test tells you about the compound, that whether your compound is soluble in water, if it's water soluble, if it is ethyl alcohol soluble, if it is soluble in any acid, if it is soluble in any base. So you are going to try number of organic solvents. That is, first you will start with water. Take a small portion of water, that is 2 ml in your test tube. pour your compound over it, sprinkle your compound, add your compound, and then shake it at the room temperature. If it's not dissolving at the room temperature, open the burner, turn on burner, and then warm over the burner and see. If it is burning at the room, if it is it get dissolved at the room temperature, that means आपका compound जो है ये, I mean, it's soluble. You will write down the compound dissolved at the room temperature. Whereas if it doesn't, you will adopt the second option. That is, you are going to try to dissolve it on the flame. You will increase the temperature. That means you will increase the temperature. And with the rise of temperature, if you find any changes, if you see that your compound gets dissolved, that means this is the suitable solvent. You will mark that solvent. If my compound got dissolved in ethyl alcohol, or my compound get dissolved in chloroform, or my compound get dissolved in methyl alcohol, or in benzene, or chloroform, or hexane. These are all the names. So you are going to try all these hexane, and you will also try in the end an acid. Take small amount of HCl, and every time you have to take 1 ml. That's it, not more than 1 ml, because you are going to discard it. That's why we don't want to waste our chemicals. Right, so you will discard it, you will wash the test tube, you will again try the next solvent. Okay? Hexane, and then you will use HCl and then sodium hydroxide solution, a base and an acid. This is how you are going to proceed with your solubility test. So when you know the solubility of your compound, now the next compounds that you are going to do, you are going to perform. These are unsaturated tests. Here they are written that you will react it with the potassium permanganate. That means what is happening? They say they're written here solution of the compound. What do you mean by solution of the compound? Solution of the compound means that now you know that in which solvent your organic compound gets dissolved. You will select that organic compound because you have done this step before. So you know the solubility of your compound. You know in which particular organic solvent your compound is soluble in. So you will take that solvent, you will select that solvent, you will fill it in your test tube, and you are going to add the compound, and you will see that if it gets dissolved, वो तो dissolve हो जाएगा because आप उसकी solubility कर चुके हैं. So this is called the solution of the compound. This is called solution of the compound. Plus 5 drops of potassium permanganate. These are the options, and then you progress further. इसमें भी यही है. In the second step, solution of the compound. Again, because we have done step number 6, that's why we know that our compounds nature, that in which organic solvent it is soluble in. So now go to your seats and start your work. Hurry up. Tell it.
Hello and welcome with another video. I have just explained my students how to write down the journal, the experiment number 1, how they are going to begin with their first experiment, and how they can make everything start, or everything write down on their journals, how they are going to prepare the journals, and how they are going to begin with their experiment number 1, step number 1, that is the preliminary examination. And as you know, the preliminary examination has many steps, so they will come across all those steps today. And I just explained it to them, and now they are because this is their first performance day, so they are now they have divided themselves into subgroups, and they will start their work. So this is the group number 1, this is the other group, and from the girls side the 2 groups are working here on these desks. The other side is the inorganic side, and I think their teacher is not there, so they are still free. These are my students on this side of the lab. The other side of the lab has the inorganics portion. So this is how they are doing it. So my lab assistant is like Mr. Irfan. He's here, and he's explaining them that they have to issue the glassware, and they have to submit it back to him, and they have to divide themselves into different groups so that they can work.
Where is your lab coat? Come here. Yes, you, beta, you. Where is your lab coat? You are inside the lab. Today is your which turn? Organic turn? Inorganic? Inorganic. So didn't your teacher told you that you have to wear your apron or lab coat? Today is your first day. So this is the 3rd week of our academic session, and now still you don't know
But where are you standing right now? You are in the lab, beta. You are in the lab, so you have to wear the lab coat. Go.